Welcome to Managing Asia. I'm Christine Tan. Jakarta's clubbing scene is one of the most vibrant in Southeast Asia. 3 guys in particular have raised the bar with some of the hippest places in town. Today we check out Indonesia's ISMAYA Group. Rain on a Tuesday night didn't stop the party going on in Jakarta. This rooftop lounge was one of the hippest places to be and be seen. I went to see what the buzz was about and met the 3 owners, former investment bankers and business consultants, Bram Hendrata Brian Sutanto and Christian Rijanto.
To be honest, we all love to eat and we all love food. That's why where our passion is.
With a finger on the pulse of the city's chic F&B scene, they told me how it all started when they returned from the US and found themselves at a crossroads in 2002.
Coming from my own personal experience, the first company that I was involved in when I came back from the US actually went bust within 12 months. Back then, there wasn't a lot of lifestyle. It was pretty boring. You come here and on the weekend, it's like watching a movie, but there was nothing else.
So you wanted to make a difference?
I want to make a difference. So
let's be honest, I think we were lost of what to do back then.
Were you really
jobless?
lost?
Yeah.
Because we were all in the IT, IT, because we were
losing a lot of money, and then the .com burst, and we were at a loss of what to do. And then just one day, Bram came to me, and then
we put in $3,000 each.
Yeah.
So that I can fly to the US and look for a chef. That's how we started.
But the 3 of them didn't know one another before ISMAYA. How did you guys hook up? How did you guys meet?
I can explain to you that. Well, so me and Brian, we had this, again, we were confused. We wanted to do something, but we realized, both of us, we're not very good marketing people. We lack the creativity. We don't exactly like socializing, so we were thinking, hey,
you don't like socializing?
Not really, not like as part of our daily life. So we knew that we need another partner. So
along came Christian.
Along came Christian because he was the social elite. Can I say that?
No.
So the 3 of you getting together, was it love at first sight?
I think there was a lot of respect between us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
so basically, we were not friends, so I don't know them before. So we just met for the business, and because of that, we started with a clean, there's no history. So it makes it easier for us to actually just do business together.
For something that started out as fun for the trio, they've managed to cook up a storm in Jakarta, serving up 14 F&B brands in total and bringing in revenues of over $70 million. When you look at how successful you are today, are you surprised?
Yeah.
Really?
No, I think in many ways we are. In many ways we are. I think, it just started as one. We decided to open a club on the top floor and a restaurant on the bottom floor. And the numbers were good.
It's a lot of hard work. I mean, like our office, we had like a really tiny office that we had to share.
Our office were in the basement. And when you open the door...
In the basement of a parking lot, not in the basement of the building.
Not in the building, in the parking lot. When you open the door, you have car fumes coming in.
Yes.
And I had to share a table with him. So it's like one room.
Those were the good old days, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Because he likes to work with music and I hate it.
Yes.
But we were sharing a table, so I had to endure that.
I cannot work when it's too quiet. It's just...
Let's talk about your first outlet, Blowfish.
Yes.
Which was back in 2002. Japanese fusion, huge success today. What did the 3 of you know about running a restaurant business back then?
We didn't know anything.
Yeah, nothing.
That's why we actually bought the Restaurant for Dummies book. Just to start, one of the...
You read Restaurant for Dummies
Yes,
book, and
did.
what did the book teach you?
No, actually what I did was when I went to the US, a friend of mine had a restaurant in the US. So I decided to spend a month, 2 months just learning the operations, learning how the kitchen works.
So what was the first day of business like at Blowfish? Do you remember? Was it chaotic? What was it like, the first day of business?
Lots of excitement, I think.
A lot of excitement, but a lot of chaotic also. I remember that when we first opened the bar, we actually were not as prepared.
You were not prepared?
Yeah, not as prepared that we thought that. I guess we were able to create such a buzz before when we opened. There are so many people came, and we couldn't even control the...
So the response was overwhelming?
Overwhelming, and then but we were not prepared. Even for example, as if we didn't have the lighting switches on properly. So actually, the first day we opened is the lighting in the bar almost as bright as an office. And then actually our POS died on the opening day.
I was working inside the kitchen.
I was cleaning up the table.
He was cleaning the table. We weren't prepared.
Brian, you're the finances guy.
Yeah.
What sort of calculations did you make, and when did you
at
start
that
to
time,
break even?
No calculation. I guess
Yeah.
I guess it's our.
Instinct.
We have no experience. We don't know what's.
You were just hoping for the best.
We don't know what's the target sales. The expected sales that we will achieve.
We
have
had no idea. Yeah.
We're just
But
hoping that there are customers coming to our restaurants who will be so happy.
So
Proper
when did
planning.
the first outlet break even?
It's less than 6 months. Yeah.
And that gave you
Yeah,
confidence.
give us a lot of confidence.
Give us a
actually.
lot of
A lot of
confidence.
confidence.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
From prime locations in Jakarta, they've also dished out quirky concepts such as a Shanghai-inspired bistro, Japanese fusion, and specialty coffee.
The creative process is, I think, is what defines us than the other competitors, because that's the way we package our brand, the way we make the concept is how we differentiate with thousands and thousands of other restaurants and bars and around Indonesia and in the world, for example, right? We also get bored easily, so we always look for new ideas, basically.
So new ideas have to make money. Brian, you're in charge of the finances.
Yes.
Have you ever told him his concepts won't work?
I think most of the time, I think he has too many ideas.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
stop.
sometimes we have to slow him down.
Yeah.
Really? How many ideas do you have in your head in one time?
A lot. And
How many?
like right now, I'm already imagining having like another 7-8 different concepts. And
Really?
Yeah,
Different brands.
different brands.
Do all your ventures make money?
Yes, very fortunate.
Honestly?
Honestly, yes.
They are all profitable?
All profitable.
You've never had to close any outlet down?
Never. Yeah. So it's been really very fortunate for the three of us actually.
We closed down an outlet if the lease ran out. And then we think that the new location
Is better.
for the same concept is better. That's when we close down an outlet. So right now we're renovating Blowfish. Actually, Blowfish is again our first outlet. We're closing that down. We're reopening in the next 4 months because we feel it's time. It's time. It's an evolution. With this kind of business, you can never stop, thinking of new ideas.
Yeah.
Once you stop, somebody else will beat
Yes,
it. Somebody else will come up with better ideas.
So I'm going to put you guys on the spot. What's your next big bold venture? What's your next big idea? What are you going to venture on to next?
I think we want to go to property. I think that's the thing that we've been talking about for a while.
You want to buy property?
We want to be a developer.
a developer.
We want to
Really?
be a developer.
I think because for us it's similar to F&B in terms that
How is it similar to F&B?
because we basically are building a concept. We are building the building, and we create the concept and we package it, we market it, and a lot of people who are the target market of property are actually our target market. We are able to gather this demographics of market that is, they are highly influential, and they are able to spend, especially with the middle market growing, middle class is growing.
Which property real estate are you eyeing here in Indonesia?
I think we can get a piece of nice land to build a apartment or office building. That would be the way to go. I think eventually we definitely want to build hotels. But I think looking at the economics of hotels is a longer return period. So we want to start off with maybe building a townhouse, apartment, office building.
Your two friends here have very ambitious but very expensive plans. How are you going to find the financing for this?
Yeah, so I guess eventually I think we have to look into going to the market to raise money. Yeah.
You're talking about an IPO.
Yes, eventually.
Eventually, what sort of time frame are you looking at?
Time frame, I would say not in the next 2 years. Yeah, but I would say within the next 5 years.
Stay with us next on Managing Asia. The three Indonesian entrepreneurs talk about how they're grappling with a weak rupiah. Managing Asia will be right back. You're watching Managing Asia. My guests today are a new breed of entrepreneurs here in Indonesia, the founders of ISMAYA Group. Today you've expanded outside of Indonesia into countries like Dubai, India, Singapore, and Malaysia. At what point were you guys confident about expanding overseas?
To be honest with you, regarding overseas, it's more people from that countries approaching us and telling us, hey, listen, your concept is great. Would you consider franchising, or would you consider joint venturing? We're actually opening our second outlet in Dubai, and the first outlet that we opened in Dubai, a social house, is actually one of the best doing outlet in the whole Dubai mall, which is the one of the biggest mall in Dubai.
The biggest mall in the world.
Has that been your most successful?
I would say so. I think there's definitely a learning experience. I think our joint venture in Malaysia didn't really work out. We had different visions in running the companies, and we decided that at the end of the day, it's probably best that we, either we buy them out or they buy us out. And we definitely want to go back to Malaysia, probably within the next 5 years. But they're definitely, I think when we are joint venturing with other peoples, it can be difficult because the visions of running things can be different.
How do you go about finding these partners? What criteria do you look for?
I think having a solid F&B experience is a plus.
Passionate.
But I think passion in the business, but being open-minded. There are a lot of big tycoons that have the money to invest in the company, but I clearly can see they're just doing it out of wanting to make more money, and they don't have the passion. They just probably.
So you've turned them down before?
I have turned them down before. It's just I don't feel that we're seeing eye to eye in terms of running the company.
You guys, we all know the F&B business is so highly competitive. Margins, we know, are extremely low. How do you guys survive?
Being consistent within our products and services, we cannot just keep opening and then our existing establishment are not. We forgot about it. It's impossible, right? We have to take care of the old and the new. So basically, we survive because we keep reinvesting in our brand through the people, resources, even the design or the decoration or the. You don't know how many times we do food testing just to keep it always current, always new, always
they
fresh.
might be thin, but I'm definitely gaining weight since I started the company.
Yeah.
How cost conscious are you? I mean, as the finances guy, in terms of cost, what sort of controls do you put in place to make sure everything is under control?
Yes, as you said, this is F&B is highly competitive. I think cost, is very important to be able to do well in this industry. So we definitely try to source our ingredients as best as we can, the best quality ingredients, and also at the best price possible.
Where do you source your ingredients?
I mean, both locally and overseas. I mean, I do travel a lot. I meet suppliers overseas, trying to learn new products, new supplies, how we can do things better, in terms of the food process and all that. Yeah, it's been a great learning, I think, for all of us.
But when you source overseas, the rupiah is at a 5-year low. Is that
Right.
hurting you?
Definitely, for sure.
Have you been able to pass on the cost to your customers?
Not fast enough.
Not fast enough.
Not fast enough. I think the thing is, we understand that the key word is actually value. So it's not just about the pricing. It's not about pricing it low and then the customers, feel good about it. It's about the value, how we package it.
We sell experience. I think that's the key word for us is selling the concept and the idea as one, not only the food or the drinks.
If we just focus purely on the pricing of the products, then I think it is difficult. It is difficult. It is a very low margin business, as you said.
I think the day when we have to compete on pricing, I think that then we'll be in big trouble.
Yeah.
So talk to me, what sort of margins are you guys making?
We're doing a 15 to 20% margin.
Okay. And you hope to do better?
No, I think that's the margin that we're comfortable with. Yeah, to be able to create the value for our customers.
I think if you try to push the margin higher, then most likely then the customers will not be getting the value that I think they deserve.
Apart from F&B, you've also gotten into the concert promotion business, bringing stars like Katy Perry into Indonesia. Whose idea was it to get into the music business?
I think that's my fault because
It's your fault.
no, because I love music, and I think, as you can see, we all as ISMAYA, we do what we love. We love food. We also love music. It's just a natural extension that, to do a bigger events of music, or actually not only music. We do music. We have music festival. We have food festivals. So actually, it's still a lifestyle event. Yeah, it's not necessarily just music.
Not initially.
Not initially.
Not initially. It's a lot of risk, yeah.
Yeah.
High risk.
I'm the kind of person that likes to build on the business and seeing it being scalable, and doing concerts and this one-day festival. You don't have much room. If that day something happens and that doesn't go your way, you don't have much time for maneuvering. So it is a high-risk business. But I think we started this company 3-4 years ago now.
Yeah.
No, actually more than that. About
4
4
years.
years ago. And then definitely we definitely see the growth. We definitely see, I think our last event was actually Jakarta Warehouse Projects. That was in December. we had more than 35,000 crowds on coming for a one-day giant festival.
And we had trout coming in from overseas. Actually, about almost 13,000 people came from outside Jakarta, and about 7,000 people came from overseas.
Okay, let's talk about the bottom line. Brian, is the music division paying off?
Yes.
Is it profitable?
It is profitable. It is high risk and a high profit business.
Very, very high risk.
And speaking of high risk, Aerosmith recently cancelled.
Oh yeah.
So sad.
How do you handle all the frustrated fans who bought tickets? How do you handle something that's so totally out of your control?
Yeah, I think it was, if people look at it from the outside, they would say it's a PR disaster, and it was a terrible moment for us. We actually tried to find ways to keep them coming, but they were very worried about safety, because at the time there were the bombing issues with Indonesia, and then they were from Boston, and Boston just had the Manhattan bombing. And before they canceled, actually we consulted them for about 1 month about extra security. We even provided extra security. We got U.S. Marines to guard them, and based on their request, and we thought everything was done and safe, but they still got nervous, and they decided to cancel.
So how much money did you lose in the process?
Quite a bit.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
How much is quite a bit?
It's
Several hundred thousand.
Yes, correct.
And you're shaking your head.
Yeah. No, I think like this high risk, high return business is where we argue a lot. Yeah.
But to be honest, the music business is high risk, right? Not every event is going to give you a good money. Sometimes actually it's going to be a loss.
But it helps to create the company's image.
And helps create
Helps
the
in
brand.
branding.
Yeah, creates the brand.
Absolutely.
So what's the next big star you're bringing?
We
Who are you working on?
we are working on a few big stars.
Can you give me a clue?
I guess I don't want to jinx myself, but yeah, hopefully there's a few big names that a lot of people are waiting in this market.
Yeah.
We have a food festival called Jakarta Culinary Festival, which we brought in 40,000 people in a matter of 3 days last year, and we're going to do it again this year. So the focus is not only just the concert, but actually building brands within the event division.
Stay with us. Up next, we ask the founders of ISMAYA Group whether the three of them always get along. Managing Asia, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Managing Asia. 11 years ago, 3 young men followed their instincts and started a restaurant. Together, they founded ISMAYA Group. Working in F&B can be demanding. Are your weekends completely gone?
What weekends?
That's a good way to answer it.
On the weekends, it's usually the highest traffic of any F&B business. So on the weekends, we actually survey our places, check out how's all our discussion, our meetings in the office. Does it translate in the field? So on the weekend, we always around through all our outlets. Maybe he goes to different locations. He goes to different locations.
Each of us are responsible for different brands. Even though overall he's running finance, I'm running operation, he's running marketing. But each of us are responsible to specific brands within the company.
Do you guys get any time off at all?
Holidays.
24 hours, I think, is never enough for all of us. I think that's the biggest challenge for us.
What keeps you guys going?
Passion.
Yeah.
Money.
He's being honest. He's being honest. But is the success addictive?
Yes,
It is,
definitely.
absolutely.
I think we love the challenge.
We love the
We love
challenge,
it.
and we love proving other people that are wrong.
The three of you have been working together for slightly more than a decade.
Yeah.
Do you guys always get along? Honestly?
I have a lot of patience dealing with him.
He's
He
lucky
has
to-
issues with you. He has issues with you.
I don't know anybody can work with him.
Do you fight a lot?
We definitely have
Sometimes,
our moments.
yeah.
We definitely have our moments, but we respect each other.
Yes, that's
And I
good.
think we don't let it drag on too long. Meaning that we would have a fight, we have a disagreement, and usually we just cut it. Let's have lunch, let's have dinner.
Sometimes like we have an argument, and then we'll be shouting to each other within a meeting, and
across the room.
everybody will be like, "Oh,
What do you guys fight about?
just different ideas,
Different visions.
the way we do things. Maybe if we have different ideas, but at the end, after that, maybe like an hour later, we know it's nothing.
So who mediates?
No, I
Well,
think
Brian?
the good thing, I think we always stick to one principle. 3 of us, I think the majority wins, and we always respect their
nothing personal.
decision.
Yeah, nothing personal.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, if 3 of us have different opinions, we just make a vote, and then the majority goes.
Yeah, but what he doesn't know is that usually we take a vote. Each of us carry one vote each, And when his vote and mine are different, I usually talk behind his back to him to get the vote that I need.
So you're the mediator. You're the go-between.
No, not always, not always. Yeah, but most of the time.
So among the three of you, who likes to take the biggest risk and who's the more conservative one?
I think I definitely take the most risk.
Yeah, I'm definitely the most conservative.
I usually am somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Really?
Because I think I'm quite ambitious where I think we feel the company can grow to, and always hungry for more. So I guess I can say that I take the most risks, and these guys are balancing me out.
Yeah,
All
I'm
three-
always the one pulling the brakes. Yeah.
All three of you are founders of ISMAYA with different roles in the company. What sort of leadership style do all of you practice within the company?
I think we have an open leadership style that we are very transparent to each other and to our staff, because we believe that for us to grow, the staff also needs to be involved. They need to know where we're going.
What about you, Bram? What's your leadership style like?
Well, in front of the camera, I like to think I'm democratic, but in all honesty, I think I'm quite a what's the word? Authoritarian. I like, I'm very focused about how I want to do things. And I think at the speed of how things can be, has to be carried out.
So you want
in
results,
F&B.
basically?
I need results. I'm very result oriented, and sometimes maybe I'm not taking too much, too much opinions and advice. Sometimes gives me a headache. So I like to just carry on and go with my gut instinct in deciding things.
What about you, Brian?
Yeah, me too. I'm definitely result oriented. Yeah, I just want to get things done.
You want to make sure that it makes money.
Definitely. Yeah, that's for me.
But wages are rising.
Yeah, wages are rising.
How do you grapple with that?
No, I guess we just have to deal with it. Again, this is not ISMAYA problem. I guess this is more like the
It's a macro problem.
a macro problem. That's right.
Just out of curiosity, how much are your wages rising by annually? Do you have an estimate?
I think annually
Last
is about.
year was bad.
Yeah, last year was what? 20, 30%.
No, more than that. I think
20%?
25 to 30%
Yes.
last year.
Yeah.
There was a significant increase in the minimum wage last year. And there's another increase this year, but not as significant as last year. But last year, the minimum wage went up 30+%. So we have to obviously follow the law.
You guys have been so successful in the F&B industry here in Jakarta, in Indonesia. You have been given a lot of attention for your creative flair, your entrepreneurial instincts. Ever thought of calling it a day and calling it quits altogether? If someone were to buy you out, you just say, yes, let's get out, cash out altogether. Silence?
Not now for me.
Yeah.
I think
I mean,
we're still having a lot of fun.
I think we believe that we still have a long way to go. I mean, like, we are nowhere as happy. We're not pleased yet where we are now. We are very hungry still. We still want to go way further with our brands, and
Bram, honestly, if somebody threw you a figure, a price you couldn't refuse, you would say no?
I just don't think it's the right timing.
Really?
I think what we built in the last 10 years, we built a good structure. We built a good roots. We built 14 brands. And the reason why we built 14 brands is because when we go to a mall and telling them that we have more than 5-6 brands that can open in their mall, it gives us negotiation power. We have been approached plenty of times in the last few months by a lot of companies who are trying to invest into the company or buy us out. I just don't think it's the right time. I think once we grow it to a certain level, I think we're definitely a lot more attractive. So now is not. Now is probably
never
not
know.
the case.
5, 10 years down
never
the
know.
road.
never say never.
I think
Never
as
say
a
never,
businessman,
right?
we always have to have an exit plan.
Yes.
And we just don't think of the exit plan right now.
You agree with him?
Yes, I do. But now is not the moment.
And finally, you celebrated your 10th anniversary last year. Where do you guys see yourself and the company in the next 10 years? Where do you want to be?
I think we want to be a global player. So we don't want to be just be strong in Indonesia. We want to be a big player in a big market. And again, one of our mission is to prove to the world that Indonesian made brand and concept can work overseas.
I definitely hope, that's my personally, I hope to see at least one of our brands, growing into a truly a global.
If you had to
brand.
bet on one brand, what would that be?
No, I think we shouldn't. No.
Come on, guys.
There's too many.
One brand.
It would be the brand under my belt.
My one. My brand.
It will be your brand.
Yeah.
I see. There's a bit of competition going on.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
And that was Christian, Bram and Brian of the ISMAYA Group here in Indonesia. Hope you've enjoyed the program. Join us again next week for more business insights here on Managing Asia. I'm Christine Tan. Thanks for watching.